Hi everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs Kitchen. Well, tonight we've got my daughter Laura in the kitchen, and I know you all love Laura being here. So she's lovely to speak to, ask questions to, and she is going to show you how to make fudge and marshmallows. So before we start, we've got Simon on camera. Hi Simon.
Hello, I'm waving.
And he's not doing a live. He might be able to help Laura do some mixing, you never know.
I will.
So,
let's just say I am prepared to do a live.
Are you prepared to do one?
I don't want to invade Laura's live.
Right, okay.
You don't want to steal my spotlight.
No, I don't. You know, and you don't start on prime time, do you? Let's face it.
Yeah, you've got to do a load of practice first.
Yeah.
Right, okay then, so let's get back to Laura. So Laura's been in the kitchen.
Disappoint both my fans.
You've got more than two. You've got a nice little following, Simon. Eh? Are you going red there, love?
No.
So Laura's been in the kitchen many times ever since we started Sugar and Crumbs with her daughter Holly, my granddaughter Holly, and she comes back time and time again. But one of the biggest requests that she gets asked a lot is for marshmallows and fudge. And she always says, Mum, do they not get fed up with that? But I go, no, because there's always newbies. There's people who haven't seen it. And, you know, there's all your regulars who have seen it as well many times. So I do know you enjoy having her in the kitchen. So I'm going to get over here and sit on comments. I'm going to leave Laura to look after you tonight. And I'll answer all your questions. Okay? You all right, Laura?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody. So as Mum said, I'm making fudge and marshmallows again. And I've got here on the pink board some of the ones that I made earlier today. So I don't know whether you can zoom in on that, Simon. So I've just cut up a little bit of the marshmallow because I'm going to show you later the one that I've already done this morning. What we do when it's ready, because it does take 4 hours to set. So I want to show you how to slice it, how to cover it, and then how to store it. So I've just chopped up a little bit there to show you that's the marshmallow that we're doing. And then I've also made some fudge earlier today, and I've gone with a little bit of a Christmassy theme in the fudge. And I've just put it on the board in a few different ways that I would gift it if I was going to gift it to family or friends. So just to give you an idea of how I do it, you know, with just so you know. Forget where I'm going with it.
No, but you do it every year. You always give everybody little bags of marshmallow. I think you give them little jars of marshmallow.
Yeah, I've done jars of marshmallow, and I've done packets and jars and things like this. So I've just wrapped that in a little bit. You can use brown paper, I've only got white here, but you can buy the baking paper that's brown. Then you can you can use that. So that's just a way of wrapping it up so that you can gift it. Sorry, I'm being told which camera to look at. It's distracting. That one, okay.
Listen, Karen. Karen Griffiths has just popped up. So listen, Laura. No, we all do it. We all do the same thing. You can't help but look at the big camera.
I'm in front of me there, so I'm looking at me.
Yeah, well, that's what they can see.
Talking to me.
You need to look at the one above.
I'm going to look at you up there. So this is another way. So it's just the cellophane bags that I've used there, and I've just folded it over, wrapped a little bit of ribbon around it, and normally put a little card saying the flavour, Merry Christmas, that sort of thing. And you can cut it into little pieces like this, or you can gift it in a bar size, and then they can chop it up themselves. So I'm just going to pop that to one side and get started. So I'm going with a bit of a Halloween theme tonight with the fudge. I am going to make 2 batches of fudge at the same time, which isn't something that I would recommend to you at all to do, but just so it's quicker and you can see how I did it, but you'd be better doing one fudge and then another.
You're just showing off, aren't you?
No, I'm actually a bit nervous about it, to be honest.
Have you done 2 at a time before?
I have done 2 at a time before when I was doing a fair, and I just had so much to do. I was just like, I'm just going to get on this. But it was hard work.
Well, so we'll off the pan lids.
That's not complicated. So I'm just going to put this aside. So just move that over there. Mum or Simon might have to jump in to help me with a bit of whisking.
We're talking on Simon. Simon, there's been lots of comments already that you best not be letting them down because you promised. So it was probably a bit preemptive of us to say that he can do Thursday. So we've got to get him let him have a little think and a little practice about what he wants to do because he doesn't want to let you down.
I'll tell you what. I'll promise I'll do a full show,
A full
Really?
show.
but in the day or something.
In the day?
In the morning or day.
Going to do a morning one.
So he doesn't,
All right,
doesn't have to worry about it all day long till 8 o'clock.
then. So,
By a full show, I mean
Like 10 minutes.
Less than half an hour.
Not 6 hours.
okay. So, hi everyone. Just say hello. Give Laura the thumbs up. Let her know that you're happy to have her in the kitchen. That would be great. She's been here many times. She's happy to show you how to make fudge tonight, and she's going to talk you through on what is soft fudge and the tablet fudge, isn't it?
Fudge, yeah.
So we'll talk her through that as well. And the marshmallow she makes is delicious. You're going to love it. You'll never go back to normal marshmallow once you've made your own marshmallow. So plenty of loves and likes, Laura. We're over 200, well, we're up to 270 people now, which is brilliant on a Thursday night. We're happy with that. And good. Let's get on and enjoy then.
Okay, so just to start with the fudge. So I'm going to be making 2 batches, which I've just realised that I've only got 1 tray, so I will get another tray out in a second. But the most important thing about fudge is that you prepare yourself for everything that you need before you get started. And the reason being is once we start to heat the fudge, we can't walk away from it. We can't answer the door. We can't go and help the kids with something or find something. We have to stay with the fudge, otherwise it's going to burn. And then there's, we've ruined it. So we need to get 2 trays. No, I don't actually. I don't know. I'm totally
Can I
wrong.
just ask you to repeat that, because I think that's a step that everybody misses.
Yeah.
When you come to stir the fudge.
Yeah. Once we put. I'm going to show you the steps, and then I'll tell you when you don't want to walk away from it. But I'm actually making 2 different fudges because I want to use the honeycomb, and one is a white icing sugar and one is a chocolate one, and I'm going to layer them. So that's why I'm making 2. I've just totally forgot what I'm doing. But they're both going to go layered on top of each other, so that's why I'm using 2 of the same flavours.
That's a white colour and a brown colour.
Yeah, so I'm going to colour the white one orange, and then we're going to have the chocolate one will be chocolate colour anyway. So it means that you get to see that you can use all the different flavours that you want to. You can use any of the chocolate ones, any of the white icing sugars, even the cinnamon ones you can use. And I'm going to show you when to colour your the fudge so that it's distributed before we pour it out. So I am doing it in 1 tray, so I only need 1 tray. I was right. I keep thinking that I'm doing something wrong, but
lots of hellos, and I haven't seen this name for a long time, and our lovely friend Lisa Itchin is watching with us tonight. Hi Lisa. So lovely to see Lisa. Lots of regulars on the page tonight, so hello everybody. I'm not going to keep interfering now. I'm just going to let Laura get on with it.
Yeah. So
Interfering, are you, Carol?
No, never. Of course not. So I'm going to add some sprinkles to the fudge as well. And there's a new range of Sprinklicious. So we've got a few here. So I'll just quickly show you these. And we're going to use these ones here. So I'll just move them over. So this is the new range, which is great for Christmas because, and Halloween as well. We've got the orange here. We've got silver and white, all whites, the green, red, like your Christmas tree one, silver and white and blue and silver. So it's a nice little range of sprinkles that are perfect for any of your Christmas bakes. So we're going to use this one, so I'm just going to move those aside. And we're going to prepare the tin. So we've got our sprinkles, we've got our tin. We need some parchment paper, baking paper, whatever anybody calls this. I know everybody has different names. It comes in white, it comes in brown. I think it's brown, it's grease proof, isn't it? So first step is to prepare the tin. And this is how I do mine to try and get it 4 square. You can use any size tin that you want. Obviously the larger the tin that you get, the more spread out your fudge is going to be, so it's going to be thinner. If you want a thicker fudge, I'd go with something like a brownie tin, or you could use a loaf tin if you wanted to do the big slabs. It's entirely up to you. So to line this one,
we need to talk to a few people because their fudge didn't set, Laura. So if it doesn't set, what's wrong with that?
Okay, if it hasn't set, it's because you've not taken the temperature far enough. So there's quite a fine line between the soft fudge and the tablet fudge. There's only 3 degrees in it, so we need to get to a certain point with the fudge where it's bubbling and it's pulling away from the side of the pan, and that's when I know it's up to temperature. I don't use a thermometer because I always drop it in and then I can't get it out. If I'm being really honest, but I have learned to see when my fudge is at the point of where I want it to be, and it starts to bubble and moves away from the side, so that's when I know once it's at that stage it's ready to come out. If you're just getting those bubbles popping up, it means that the temperature's coming up quite fast, so you're probably only a minute or two to where you need it to be. You've just taken it off a little bit sooner, and I think people get nervous because they're worried that it's going to burn if they just carry on, but you can keep going, and the tablet fudge is just, like I say, another 3 degrees higher, and you get that tablet fudge that when you chop into it, it just breaks away. So I will explain it all as we're going along anyway, and I'll tell you all the different points.
So if you're asking about the subtitles, I don't know how to get rid of the subtitles. All I know is just slightly turn your sound up. Then if your phone is on complete silence, it's there. But if you just turn it up a little bit, it will take it away. And everyone is really happy to see you, Laura.
Okay, great.
So we're over 300.
Okay, so to prepare the tin, I just cut a piece of greaseproof paper, baking paper, just a little bit bigger around the edge of the size of the pan that I'm using. And then I'm just cutting towards the corners on my smallest width size. So if it was a square, just a normal square, then you could pick any side to do this. So we're just going to chop that like that. I did turn the paper over before when I was talking so that the rolled side is the opposite way. So if I do it that way, it tends to roll back in. So I've turned it before. I'll show you that. So if you push it in now, what should happen is where I've done that slit to cut, it should fold behind that piece there to make a little corner. Whether you can see. You see? Wrong way. That way. And then again on this side. And you can put a little bit of butter at the bottom of your tray, or a little bit of spray if you've got a paper that wants to keep rolling back up, which mine seems to be wanting to do.
So we're making fudge and marshmallow tonight. Okay, so we're making 2-layered fudge, did you say, Laura?
We're
doing
2-layered
marshmallow.
We're doing 2-layered both.
Oh, are we?
We're
really going with it.
We're going
so
big.
You're making something different.
This is me feeling like I've done the same live quite a lot of times. That I'm going to do something a bit different. So hopefully this isn't the live where it all goes wrong.
Yeah. So Joni is watching us.
Hi, Joni.
So we've got lots of regulars people watching. I've just shouted out 2 good old friends of mine that are watching tonight, Joni and Lisa, and everybody else. Oh, and Jen's walking. Jen's walking. Jen's with us tonight. Jen used to do all the cake shows until she had a baby last year.
And she was in the video.
Pardon?
And she was in the video.
And oh yeah, if you saw that dancing video with the girls, Jenny was in there. Hi, Jen.
Don't ask me to repeat it. Okay, so sprinkles. So we've got our tray ready, and this is the easiest way to add sprinkles. You can add fruit to your fudge. I'll explain again when you need to add that. But this is the easiest way if you're going to add sprinkles, is just to add them to the top. So our top is going to be face down. So if you just get in some sprinkles in there.
Jen's saying you fold a good corner, Laura.
Thank you, Jenny. Okay, and then that just needs to be popped aside, ready for when the fudge is ready, so we don't need to panic about burning the pink board.
Oh, cracky, and Pauline's with us. Hi, Pauline. So Pauline is one of my besties, so she's watching. So missed our holiday this year.
Okay, so as I said before, I'm using the honeycomb and the chocolate honeycomb to do a 2-layer fudge. You can just keep it simple and just do one flavour, but a lot of people think that you can't do this recipe with just, you have to do it with the white because that's the one that I tend to do it with all the time, but you can use the chocolate as well. So I'm going to show you both. So it's just 3 ingredients that you need for the fudge. And it's a 500 gram bag of the icing sugar. So this makes one fudge batch, but I'm going to be doing 2 on top of each other, so I'm making a really big one. So you need a full tin of condensed milk. Any condensed milk, it doesn't have to be this brand. Just make sure it's a tin that's roughly 397 grams. And then we need 115 grams of butter. So I'm going to start one and then get straight in with the other. So I'll just measure out the butter first.
Yeah, so I see some of you are watching from our cake recipe group. So we're on the Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles page, which is where most of you view us. But we have started streaming into our little cake group. So we have a cake recipe group. Some of you have become members. It's Cake Recipes, Sugar and Crumbs. Is it Sugar and Crumbs or Sugar and Crumbs mixing it up? Can't remember what it is. But if you
just find, you'll find us.
You'll find us. So some of you in there wondered why there was only 20 watching and then realised you were in the wrong group.
It's not the wrong group.
No, it's the right group, but they wanted to come over and be in the bigger group because your comments will be different over there.
Oh, I thought you said they all joined in.
I thought they all did join in.
But they don't.
But they don't, no.
Okay, so I'm doing 115 grams of butter in each pan. So if you was just doing one, you'd just do 115 grams. Oh, they'll come out perfect.
Don't worry, all the ladies that were over there are now back over here.
Right.
The reason we're posting it into that group is so that we can add them to the units, so that when you're looking for recipes, you've got them, so they're there. That's why we're posting in there, rather than me to have to post them at a later date. So always try and stay on this page if you can. So, yeah.
Okay, so I am using this hob the opposite way round to what I would normally use it, but it's because I need to be whisking at the same time. So
What number do you want to put on?
just so mid, like in between 2 and 3. Well, let's just get it on high until the butter's melted.
Yeah.
Okay. So while it's just the butter in there, we're just going to let the butter melt a little bit, so we don't need to be panicking about being on top of it just yet. So what was I going to say about the butter? I don't know.
Wait for it to melt, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to let it melt. So I'm doing two pans there for the butter. We've got our tray ready and we've got our icing sugar ready. So once I've added in the condensed milk and started to heat that up a little bit, I just need to stay here. Now on the recipe it says that the fudge takes 20 minutes to make, and that's because I'm timing it from the moment that I put the butter in to the time that I'm ready to pour the fudge into the tray. So it's 20 minutes, but 5 minutes is roughly on just letting the butter melt and the condensed milk together. So it's more 10 to 12 minutes that we're going to be here whisking away. And then you can't speak to anybody. So I've already got my condensed milk over here, because I'm rubbish at opening these tins.
I was just going to say, it dribbles down the side, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's dribbling on the pink board, but I've got a wet cloth to hand.
So question, Laura, is it unsalted butter or salted?
So it's unsalted butter that I'm using. If you was going to use salted caramel, then you could use salted butter in that if you wanted to as an option, but I use unsalted butter in all of the fudges that I make. And some of you might have actually tried the fudge, because when we did do the shows, we always used to have samples of it.
Oh, yeah, I used to love it.
Never lasted beyond the first day.
Yeah, so Laura always used to bring samples of fudge and brownies, and then Lindsay McIver always brought fudge down as well.
Yeah.
It's great. So which ladies know how to make Laura's fudge recipe? Come on, how many of you know how to make it and had success with it? Because I know many of you have, and you all love it.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of people on the group that have made it, especially around Christmas time. It's just one of those recipes that people are really impressed that you've made yourself, but at the same time it's not a difficult recipe to do once you know how. I'm gonna just try and
So Paula, Calabo chocolate, I'm just waiting for them. It's been ordered, I'm just waiting for them to give me a confirmation date. They're usually about a week, so I am 7 days to a week, so I'm hoping by the back end of next week it'll be here.
just chopping up.
Yes, Shelpa, Laura's using unsalted butter, but she said it's entirely up to you.
It's on your preference depending on what flavour you're doing. But
And
I prefer unsalted.
And Paula Fisher is saying it's a lovely live, a great idea to give for gifts.
Yeah, and I think especially this year as well, we're not going to have all the same things going on as what we would have done on previous years. I think it's really nice to be in the kitchen making something homemade that you can give out to people as and when you do get to see them. And both recipes do keep really well. The fudge keeps for 2 weeks and the fudge marshmallows keeps for about 7 days. Not that that's ever happened.
I think it's quite nice actually, because it's nice to get them in any normal Christmas, but this year is going to be so different.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that personal touch, isn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely.
Knowing that, you know what, maybe you're not going to see people, but you've sent them something that you've made.
Yeah. Okay, so the butter's still melting down. I should have chopped it into a little bit. I'm not really used to using this. What's this called? This hob?
A hob.
A hob.
Yeah.
A camping hob.
It's not
Is it a camping hob?
A portable hob.
I've made fudge on all different types of things over the years, haven't I?
Did you go very posh camping?
No, I've never been.
She goes
Where you've got
glamping.
mates.
I've never been posh camping. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it down to medium heat. So this has only got 5 settings. So I'm just going to put that on between 2 and 3.
So Laura's going to talk you through soft fudge and tablet fudge as she reaches them. What are you making? You're making tablet fudge today?
Well, I can actually do one of each because I'm doing...
What, and still set them on top of each other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can do.
Alright, we'll make one of each.
Why not?
Do you want something to scrape that out? Were you
No.
going for it, Laura?
No, I'm too nervous about letting it go that I don't want to be scraping the last bits out. I would normally.
Do you want me to scrape it out for you? I'll get some spatulas. We need every drop.
I'm more worried about not being able to stir it. And it's always handy to have a wet cloth at the side because your hands do get sticky, especially with the condensed milk. I'm actually splashing it on your phone, Mum.
Alright.
Sorry about that. So this is a brilliant workout if you've not exercised today. You get
there's loads in here, Laura.
a double.
Yep, scrape it out the
double
tin,
arm.
girls, because there's loads left.
Right, I'm going to have that way. So I'm just stirring it now just to combine the butter and the condensed milk together before I add in any icing sugar. Now when I do add in the icing sugar, I don't sieve it, but I would only recommend you sieve it if you've already had the bag open, just because you can get some lumps.
Sorry about the arms. Be out your way soon. Sorry.
A bit close up.
There's loads in there though, you have to get it.
Oh, I
right.
didn't actually say that to make the fudge you need a heavy based pan,
Yeah.
which I've got one here, and the same with the marshmallow as well. So heavy based just means that, you can see it better on that camera there. Heavy based just means that it's got that extra
Do you want to show
part
me
at the
overhead?
bottom. Well,
Shut the overhead. She's got to keep
I've
stirring.
got to stir my fudge.
Oh, you get back to
It's just
what
got
you
that
do, not
heavy
stirring your
base.
fudge.
Yeah, it's quite important that is something that a lot of people do miss.
Yeah, because if you've got like one of those, if you haven't got a heavy base pan, it just heats up too quick and it doesn't get to the right temperature. Yeah, you got the job, Mum. Okay, so we're going to add in the icing sugar. So I'm just going to start.
So when would you know when to add in the icing sugar?
So are you on the overhead now? So
Yeah,
now you can
I
see
can
that
be.
it just looks like the condensed milk.
Right.
You can't see any butter. That's when you want to be adding in your icing sugar. So I'm going to pour this in. Can you then stir it?
Yeah.
While I just so I can
Liz
get the other one
Mosley's
in.
saying she loves it. She's loved it that you're back in the kitchen. She remembered one time when you were here and John had to look after the baby while you did the live. Yes.
Yeah. I've
John
had all
always has
sorts.
to.
I've had everybody come and look after the baby while I've been here doing lives.
I think you've even had to do a live with Harrison in the kitchen, haven't you?
I did actually. Forgot about that. I seen it on during lockdown when you did some of the
Flashbacks.
flashbacks, and he was sat in a high chair behind me. I think my brother had said that he was going to have him, and then
Let us down.
didn't show up. So I'm just adding in half a bag to start with because we need to combine that icing sugar into the condensed milk butter mix.
So how
And this
high
is-
have you got the hot?
So I've just got it on a medium heat. So this is between a 2 and a 3 on here, and it's got a setting of 5. But at home, I have mine goes up to 9, and I would normally have it on 5. I've got an electric induction hob, and on gas, I would just say again a medium heat. When you're adding in the icing sugar, I do tend to just keep it on quite low to start with, just to give me a chance to whisk in the icing sugar properly. So I'm going to go in now and add in the rest of yours
My arms are killing me, Laura.
while still whisking this one. So this is, once you've started to add in the icing sugar, this is when you can't walk away. And I really mean you can't walk away, not even for a second. I've trapped Mum now, because she didn't know she had this job until she got trapped. So you just need to make sure that it all comes off the side of the pan as well. So I'm going to go in now with mine. And the reason why you have to keep stirring so much all the time is because if you don't, the sugar starts to burn on the bottom of the pan, and that's not what we don't want. There you go, Mum. I know you're going to the gym tonight, didn't you?
God, I didn't know I could do that wrist action. That was killing me.
Don't stop whipping. Don't stop whipping.
And I've got a dodgy shoulder as well.
This is where Simon needed to be my
Yeah.
assistant. You might have to go in for the extra half, Simon. Okay. So as you are mixing in that ice sugar, it does get thicker and thicker, which is why it's quite difficult to stir.
Simon, can you show me the buttons I need to press on the camera?
It's way too complicated, Carol.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I haven't actually seen it, but Karen Griffiths told me it is not. My arm and shoulders
Go on
killing
then.
me. Right, go on, you do it.
There
Right.
you go.
You press the
Welcome
space bar
Simon to
switch
the
between
kitchen,
them.
everybody. Here he
That's
comes.
the live image.
So what am I
Mine
pressing?
can't st-
Space
we
to
haven't got
change.
time to stop.
What's the
this.
space bar?
Go, go,
The
go.
big long one.
Oh, right.
What's the space bar?
Don't stop
Oh, we don't
stirring.
need to do
Simon.
anything, actually. It's on it, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't stop stirring.
Oh, when do I need to stop?
So which is it? Which is the green one?
Right, you've changed to the one on your right is the live picture. So we're now on the pans. Now you can see my shoulder.
Oh, go and pop your head in and say hi, Simon.
Can't.
Yeah, go on,
Go on,
you got it,
Simon.
Simon.
It's too close.
Yeah, this is Simon doing
Simon.
live for you tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. Oh, God, I'm killing me. Now, as Laura said, you wouldn't normally do 2. She's showing you 2 just to speed the whole process up.
Just because I don't want you to watch me do it twice.
So, which one is going to be your soft fudge, Laura? Which one are you going to go for the soft?
So I'm going to go soft with the chocolate because I've got it here. So that's going to be my layer that's going to go in first.
Does that mean I'm
And
going
then
to have
I'm
to
gonna
keep
take-
stirring this
No,
longer?
and then I'll take over from Simon.
So, the one with the which one
Put
is?
Put it back on this one.
Right.
So the chocolate's going to be the soft one.
So, when it's got the green bar, that's the live recording, is it?
Yeah.
All right. God, you sat here telling me it was so difficult to do these cameras.
It's only easy because I've made it, set it up like that for you.
So, how can they tell, Laura, when it's right? Because I'm on the
So-
pans.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you. So if I'll just give it another quick stir.
So, so the
So
chocolate
what
one is
I'm-
going to be...
This is going to be the soft one. So what I'm looking for is little air bubbles coming up. And that's when it's starting to reach temperature. So I've got one little bubble at the moment. I've got a few tiny ones, but I want some nice big bubbles. So we just need to keep stirring until we start seeing them. And you can see them while you're whisking as well. They just start to rise in between the swirls, should we say. Don't stop stirring.
Well, you've got to stop
Keep going,
stirring to see the
Sarah.
bubbles.
No, you don't need to. Trust me, when it happens.
What about people
You
who
will know.
like to use a thermometer?
So if you use a thermometer, you're looking for 115 degrees for soft fudge, 118 for your tablet fudge. So there's not a lot in it at all, and it's like.
And do you hold it there for any length of time, or do you?
The thermometer.
No, the fudge, to keep it at that temperature, or you just take it to that and then stop?
Take it to that and then stop. But I'm going to show you, because I've made this a lot of times, so I've seen what happens. And the reason why I'm showing you without a thermometer is because everybody doesn't have one. You all have a pan, you all have a whisk. So I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible. So you
I haven't got a whisk. Could I use a spoon?
Nope. You need to go and buy yourself a whisk. Treat yourself.
Are we on the £2, Ali?
We are. Yeah. Oh, right. Just change
Both
direction.
both my hands are hurting now. Is that normal?
Yeah. The more it hurts, the better your fudge is going to be. You know when they say no pain, no gain.
So go on, Laura, tell them the more it hurts what?
So the more it hurts, the better the fudge.
Look at them both working hard. Look at that. He's never done so much work.
Do you know, I don't
I'll have
even.
to swap
I tell you,
hands.
Simon,
Yeah.
I'm sitting on this camera business. No wonder you can pour yourself coffees and all that through the line.
Yeah. Having a drink, having his cup of tea.
When you've set it up well, it's it's fine, but
Doing a good job there, Simon. Well done.
So we've got over 400 people watching, Laura, which is great. Well done. I saw Karen from the office pop up that the new flavours are going to be released next week with the sprinkles as well. And if you're very good, John might throw in some freebie sprinkles. You never know. So, Laura, would you consider using electric whisk for doing this?
You can do. I do know that people have used an electric whisk, and it does. It does take out a lot of. You just got to be super careful. The thing is, we're getting this up to quite a hot temperature. You just need to be careful that you're not whisking it so that it's whisking out of the pan. I just find that with a handheld whisk, you've just got more control over it yourself, and even though it is hard work, you know, you can't then not say that you didn't make it with love, because you did.
And Lindsay Pearson says, does it matter how big your pan is? And you've got two different sizes on there, and I think your bigger pan looks better than my small pan. I was a bit worried when you put all that ice and sugar in.
Yeah.
Whether it would all mix in.
Well, I just use any pan really. I've got 3 pans, and I brought all 3 of them from home today.
have you got the same amount in these?
Yeah.
That one looks more.
I think it's just the chocolate.
Pop your head in, Simon, and say a little hello.
Have you not been watching, Simon?
Well,
we put in the same ingredients.
I don't know.
each one.
Maybe you scrape more carnation into the.
Maybe.
Pop your head in, Simon, so they can see you. Hello again. There he is.
So when Simon's doing his live. Be all over it,
7 years he's been with this company, and he's only just getting his face in.
And he's just getting his own live.
I'm shy.
Yeah.
He's not shy when he's behind his camera.
No. He's not shy in the classes either, are you, Simon?
What happens in the classes stays in the classes.
Yes, it does.
So I'm just going to turn these up a little bit more to number 4, just to speed it up a little bit. So the chocolate one does tend to get thicker, and I think that's because of the cocoa powder. It just starts to thicken up a bit more, but it's still not, it still needs to get to the same temperature as the white icing sugars.
Yeah, I think when John releases the new flavours, he'll have some little extras for you, don't worry. I'm almost sure he's got some Christmas sprinkles that he's going to be giving away.
This takes longer than my induction.
Laura is working off a little cheeky hob here, so this is a little £24 hob from Argos, so it is harder work.
So
I think when you work from your own electric hob or your gas hob, you'll be absolutely fine. It is a lot quicker.
You get used to your settings as well at home, so once you've made it the first time, you'll know what works well.
Yeah.
How many times have you made it on this, Laura?
Never.
I don't think I ever have, but when we went to Amsterdam once and did a demonstration, we had a little hop then, didn't we?
A one-ring one.
It was like a little camp one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've used all sorts, so normally I just turn up on the day and go, what's this? The problem with the hob in here is that it faces away, so I wouldn't be able to show you.
Yeah. So the last time you made fudge was in the other kitchen, was it?
Yeah, well, the last time I did a live and fudge was in lockdown, and I did it in my own kitchen and filmed it myself, but you could see what I was doing, you just couldn't see me.
Yeah. So on the hob, Laura, what electric are you on there? So we are on a little cheeky hob from Argos here, guys, which is why it's taking a bit longer. They're not, I think, on these hobs as well. They're not that powerful.
There's a lot of bubbles
really.
coming up. Is that right?
Yeah, so keep going.
So it's not that powerful, but what are you on there, Laura?
You just need to really try and scrape now. Once you get the bubbles, you need to really be scraping your whisk around the sides to make sure it doesn't catch, because you can get a few little brown bits, and that's because it's catching on the bottom. I'll turn yours down a little bit, so it seems to be going a bit faster. So we're on number 3 at the moment. Simon's is coming to temperature, so just keep whisking really hard. So we're going to go tablet with this one anyway. I'm just going to turn Simon's down. Simon's yours must be hot. Oh, you've got a bigger ring. We got this the wrong way around, didn't we?
Why don't you swap?
Right, let's swap, yeah.
Yeah. Swap quick, Simon. Oh, Simon.
Go on.
That's it now, Simon. Quick.
Right, Simon's got hard work to do.
Well, this whisk's different.
Okay, so as I was just saying, Simon, we're getting a few little brown bits, and that's just because the sugar's starting to catch on the bottom of the pan. Don't worry about it. It doesn't change the taste or the flavour of your fudge. It just means that you're just going to see them a little bit in the end result. But no one ever knows what they are or says anything, so you don't need to worry about it too much.
Plus, this one's brown and it's next to it, so...
Yeah. So we're just getting some little balls. So this one needs to turn up again now you're on the little ring. So you should probably get a bubble in yours now.
They're laughing at you, Simon. You'd be too knackered to open your flask for your coffee.
Yeah.
I've not got one.
I know. We didn't make you one tonight.
I think this side's doesn't seem to be heating up as much.
No, I think the smaller one isn't as hot. I think the voltage isn't as much.
Right. Well, we'll turn this one up. So we'll just keep yours on 3 and this one on there. So at home, you would just still keep on medium all the way through. Like Mum said, it doesn't normally take me this long. It's just these little hobs. That one time when you're out more, Simon.
Yeah.
So it does take a long time when you're just watching. It's the other reason why Laura didn't actually want to. It's why Laura didn't want to do 2 lots for you, because she thought if she did 2 lots, then you
separately. Yeah, I didn't want to do 2 lots separately, and you was watching me do this for 20 minutes, and then I go, right, let's start the second layer.
This is far more exciting because you see my arm coming in from the side down there.
Got an extra.
Could you really have done this, both of them at the same time?
I have done it at home, but I think because it's like a bit slidey as well.
Yeah.
At home, it kind of sits on it.
So there was a question here. I just need to find back the question. It was Charlotte McManus. She says, "Hi Carol. Once it's packaged and sealed, what would you say the shelf life is? Would we just go by the date on the condensed milk?"
I normally say 6 weeks, so I've done a little test at home, and what I've done is I've packaged it up in a little Tupperware container and in the bags and left them for 6 weeks to see whether they still come out the same as when I put them in there. And the storage box, the little Tupperware, that's perfectly fine after 6 weeks. In the bag, I think because it's not as sealed as well, looking at the wrong camera, it doesn't seem to last as long. So if you are going to make it a few weeks ahead, then I would put it in the Tupperware and then just place it in your little bags or wrap it in your packaging just before you're giving it out to your friends and family. Okay, so I'm getting some nice big bubbles in the white fudge now.
Take it to the camera then, so they can see it. Right. So in the white one, Laura's getting some nice big bubbles. Hopefully we can see some pop up.
Did you see it?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
There you go.
Oh, look
So,
at that. Yeah,
so that's
there they are.
what we're looking for. So that's just getting to temperature now, but what we want it to do is that when I'm whisking now from the sides that I get to see.
It looks like you're chasing those big bubbles around,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Because it just, they start really slowly and then all of a sudden they start going mad, which they're doing now. What I want to be able to do is I want to stir and see the bottom of my pan. And this is for the soft fudge. So you only have to see it a little bit. I don't know whether you'll catch it on the camera, but hopefully
Isn't
you will.
that the tablet fudge, that one then?
Yeah, but I'm just showing them when to take it
Yeah.
off for the soft fudge.
Okay.
So when the bubble's coming up from the bottom now and it's popping, I don't know whether you can see on the camera, Mum,
Yeah.
but when I'm stirring, I can see the bottom of the pan just. So I'm just going to take it a little bit more, and then can you see the bottom of the pan there, wet through the bubble? Can you see it?
We're not quite that far over.
Oh,
Yeah.
trying to show
So just to let you know, Laura doesn't recommend you do 2 batches yourself. Okay, what she's doing is just to speed the process up for you. Okay, so she's doing one and Simon is just stirring the other.
Okay, let's turn Simon's up a little bit.
And
Right,
then
Simon, you're gonna do
Margot
it.
was saying, could you put 1 batch and let it cool and set, then make your second batch and pour onto the
Yeah.
top of the first batch?
Yeah, you can definitely, and that's how I would do it if I was at home doing it myself. So once we've had the bubbles now popping up there, you can see them, and I can see the base of my pan through the bubble. I don't think you can see it that well on camera, but when the bubble's coming up, it's popping and I can see the bottom of my pan. That is when you...
Can you just stop your wrist to let 1 pop so you can see? Yeah,
Do you see it? Do you see the bottom of the pan then?
yeah.
Just
you can
about.
see it just pop up,
Yeah.
can't you?
So that is for the soft fudge. So as soon as you're getting quite a lot of them, so not at the start, probably 2 minutes after they start to pop, that you could see it really well then, that's for your soft fudge. So that's when you pour it out. But I'm going to take this one further to the tablet fudge. So from when we've got those big pops, we're just going to keep going. It will tend to start getting just a touch darker as the temperature increases now from here. And that's going to be the tablet fudge, so we're just going to keep going. So Simon's just getting some nice big bubbles. So just slow down a little bit, Simon. You see your bubbles? Yeah?
I don't know if they can.
Yeah, just hold on.
Just stop just
Stop.
for a second quickly.
Let them pop up.
Just give it a stir.
But I didn't see it.
There.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
the big one, sure.
So Simon's are just coming up to temperature now, so we'll just give Simon's just a minute more, and then that's the soft fudge on the chocolate one. So I'm doing the tablet one, so I'm just letting them go crazy, and it's getting thicker.
So, Laura, you're doing the tablet fudge.
I'm doing the tablet fudge.
Right, I
Yeah.
thought you said you were doing the soft fudge.
No.
Oh no, you
No, I'm
swapped
saying-
with Simon, haven't
Yeah,
you?
but I was saying what I was
you
saying
were doing the
was
soft fudge, but
So-
then you've swapped it now, haven't you?
now. Can you see that Simon's is going mad with bubbles? Simon's is going to
Yeah.
come off now. This is ready. Right, Simon.
And what would you pour on first, Laura? The soft one or the tablet one?
I would pour on the tablet one. So
Yeah.
I've just turned Simon's off.
Am
So-
I leaving it on here or taking
yeah,
it off the
you
heat?
can leave it up, leave
it
it
on.
on, but just keep
Stirring.
stirring because mine's nearly ready now. So mine's getting that thick now, and the bubbles are getting really fierce at the bottom. I don't know whether you can see it. As soon as I lift it off the heat, it stops. But you can see how thick that is now. It's getting so
Yeah.
hard for me to move round the pan, and that. See, I don't know whether you can see. I'm trying to look at the camera to catch it. I'm getting really thick bubbles that are just popping constantly. There's quite a lot of air in there now, and I can see the base of my pan completely when I'm stirring it.
A few people have spotted the bottom of your pan.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for. So as soon as that starts in the soft fudge, a minute, and then pour out. For the tablet fudge, just go another two minutes after that.
Just left for
So it
that,
gets
Jardine. Don't do 2 batches yourself. Get yourself a Simon.
Yeah. So mine's at the stage where I want it to be now, so I'm going to turn mine off. So Simon, I'm going to pour mine in, and then we're going to go in for yours straight away.
Am I keeping it on the heat or taking it off?
You can take it off now.
Where can I put it?
Just hold it.
Okay, just hold it.
What?
Just look
Keep
pretty.
resting it back there. Just rest it back on there. Yeah. Laura don't know where to put this hot thing now.
No, I don't. Normally I just chuck it in the sink and then peel all the fudge off. We'll just put it in there.
Do
Okay.
you want me to come and hold the pan then, Simon, and then you can go back on your fantastic camera skills?
And then you're just going
Put it on
to
there.
pour it out of your pan.
I don't know how you do the overhead. Well, they do have some.
Now just make sure that nobody comes in at this point and goes, oh, that looks nice, to stick his fingers in it.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna
your
be
husband's
crying.
done that, and your husband's done that, and John's done it.
Yeah, it takes a good amount of time for that to calm down. So the thicker and the thicker it gets thicker, the more it's been heated up. So this is our tablet fudge, so this is a lot thicker. So I'm just going to use the palette knife to spread that out across our sprinkles.
Just gonna take that aside.
Oh, I was meant to colour that orange, I just
Yeah,
realised.
I thought you were going to colour it orange.
I'm going to colour the marshmallow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Taylor
so
says I'm so much better at stirring.
Yes, you are very good at stirring.
okay, so once we've got that in there, we can then pour over our chocolate. So you'll
Smells good, that.
see the consistency between the tablet fudge and this from pouring. So when I poured out the other one, it was quite thick. This is a lot more like melted ganache, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that, Laura.
Yeah.
How long will that take to set?
So this takes roughly half an hour to set. So I'm
Oh,
hoping
great.
by the time that I've made the marshmallow, we can chop this up and see what it's
So
like.
Jane McDougall said the first thing she ever made when she found Sugar and Crumbs was Laura's fudge and Cicely's chocolate cake, and she's been hooked ever since.
Yeah. I know I've got a few people hooked on this after the live that I did in lockdown, because I had that much at home, because normally I'm here and I'm able to give it away. Where can I put this now? I'm going to put it on the silver bit.
Put it anywhere, just not on the pink board.
It was on the pink board.
Eh? Oh yeah, sorry. Can I get you to move that, because that hob's hot and I don't want to keep burning through.
Just going to put them.
Just going.
Just going to chuck all these at the bottom. So this is what your pans look like when you're finished. Don't just scrape it. I would save this, let it cool completely, use a spoon and scrape it all out and eat it. Not one for wasting.
Just put it on the draining board, Laura.
Now Karen Naylor's stirring it. She said put the pan on the pink board.
If she did that, Karen Naylor, I'd be coming round getting a pan put on your pink board.
Okay, so I'm just going to leave that till we've made the marshmallow, and I'm hoping that then that'll be set and I can chop that up and show you. And I've also brought some little shapes, but now that I'm thinking about it, I might not be able to do it because I've done tablet. But you can do with the soft fudge. Oh, I'll show you on the one that I made earlier. With the soft fudge, you can cut it into any shapes that you want to. Okay, so
Does anybody know if you could use the silicone moulds for fudge?
yeah, you can do.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
you just need to grease them with a bit of butter.
It's
Yeah.
not too hot for them.
So, Shelpa, we are sorry. Laura was that busy talking, she forgot to put the colour in. So,
Yeah,
Shelpa's
I've got
just
it
said,
here.
what stage would you put the colour in?
So
Before now.
yeah, before now. You can put it in at any stage really, but I find that the colour comes out better the later that you do it, but before it starts to bubble. So probably midway through, I would add the colour.
And was it a full bag of icing sugar per one, Laura?
Full bag of icing sugar, 500 grams per fudge that I've made, and a full tin of condensed milk, 115 grams of unsalted butter. Okay, so we're going to move on to the marshmallow. So for marshmallow, we need another heavy based pan. So that just means it's got this extra thick layer at the bottom. That just helps the heat to distribute better. I'm going to use the larger...
I've turned them off. Do you want them back on again?
I'll turn it back on in a minute. I'm going to use the larger hob this time. Hopefully speed it up. So what you need...
And if you've never made homemade fudge, seriously, make it. And especially with making it with the flavoured icing sugars, you'll never go back to shop bought fudge ever again.
Okay, so we need 200 grams of granulated sugar, so just the normal sugar that you put in your tea or coffee. You can use caster sugar as well if you want to. I just find that the granulated one works nicer, but it doesn't make a huge difference. I've just tipped this out of my sugar container at home and I'm hoping that I put enough in. There we go, 200 grams. Got sugar to spare.
Don't worry, I've got plenty in it. Being a sugar company, you know.
Yeah, it was granulated sugar. So, so 200 grams of granulated sugar. I'm going to use the lemon drizzle to make our marshmallows, but again, you can use any flavour, and you can use the chocolate range as well. So not the cocoa powder, the chocolate icing sugars. I've just had my nails done today and now I can't open anything. So we need 200 grams of the icing sugar, but we are going to use a little bit more later on as well to coat the marshmallows. So you need to keep that out. So into there, 200 grams of the icing sugar.
I love that, Margaret Kirk. I have already explained the rules of the pink board to Michael. You girls are going to love your pink boards. These men just don't get it, do they?
I'm too scared of it. Keep getting in trouble with this one. Okay, and then into there as well we need some liquid glucose. So the liquid glucose is what gives the marshmallow the sponginess. It's easy to find, it's sold in most supermarkets. You do need 200 grams, so I tend to buy 3 and then make 2 batches from them. So the easiest way, if you're going to use the full one, is just to snip the end off.
I think the Michelle, no, when I get my words out, Michelle, they are thick base pans. I think when you go shopping for them, to be fair, they're easy to tell the difference. And I ask your shop assistant to help you.
Take that off. Okay, so you need a full one. So there are 140 grams these. So just full one, I've snipped the end off just to save trying to pour it all out.
And Laura's taken the lid off to help squeeze it out, otherwise you'll never get it out.
Yeah.
It's just the pressure, isn't it?
And there's just no way that you can get every last bit out of it because it's so sticky. You need to have a wet cloth at the side when you're using this because you will get it on your fingers like that.
And are you making 2 batches, Laura, or 1 batch?
No, making 1 batch, but I'm going to split it into 2 colours.
Yep, so Michelle Quinn said that she made the marshmallow last time he did it and it was amazing. She made lemon and she put a bit of lemon colour in it as well.
Yeah, we're going a bit Halloweeny tonight, so I'm going to use these 2 colours. A little bit of pumpkin colours. Okay, so into that we're going to add some water.
And Nick Ty doesn't know the rules of the pink board.
Ooh.
He's going to be educated when Geraldine gets hers.
So I'm just going to put all that into the pan.
And Jackie said she's made your marshmallows before and they're delicious. Who else has made Laura's marshmallows before? She's made them so many times in the kitchen. Honestly, and I think you all have to agree, once you've made them, you'll never go back to Shopport again. Okay,
so into this we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of water just from the tap.
There's no heat on it?
No.
All right.
So 3 tablespoons of water going in. And then we're just going to turn this on to a medium heat again. Now I'm not going to stir it, I'm just going to let it start to heat up on its own, and I'm not going to stir it till, well, for probably 5 minutes. So you can just leave that there, don't forget about it.
Here's a lovely comment. Alice Patricia, I don't know how to say your surname. Is it Chris now? She said, I've been making and selling Sugar and Crumbs fudge for the last 3 Christmases, and it's always been a hit no matter what flavour she makes. That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Just grabbing some warm water.
Michelle's laughing because you've got the damp cloth. Can tell who your mum is. Yeah, we don't like any sticky fingers or anything on our hands. Debbie Hargreaves is telling Nick Ty he'd better learn before next week when the pink board arrives. And he arrives at Geraldine's. Marie Constable loves making the marshmallows. So yes, Laura has put glucose in. It's liquid glucose.
Yeah, liquid glucose.
How much did you put in?
I've put in 140 grams so far, but I do need to put in a bit extra. I just wanted to get that warm water ready while Mum was.
So she's just putting a second lot in, Kim, now. So she's put one tube in so far.
Yeah, and then
she's now putting the second one in.
So I'm not putting the full tube in. I'm just going to use half of it. Don't have your nails done the day that you need to open open your tin, your thing.
So Lindsay's going to try them. She's got a tube of glucose in the cupboard that needs using.
That's going to have to be a cutting one now.
So no, Laura's put one glucose in. She's now putting a second one in.
You might have to help with this, Simon. Can't do it, my nails are too thick.
You see that deep sigh? Honestly, you think he was working hard, wouldn't you? Eh?
I'll tell you what, when you do your live, I'll come and do cameras, Simon.
Will you?
Yeah. Okay, so I've just gone to grab 140 ml of warm water, so that's just from the tap. I'm going to use this baking dish to put my marshmallows in, so we're going to prepare our tin.
No. Have you got a little pair of scissors on?
Yeah, but that's what I just did. I snipped it off and then
here we go.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Simon.
So this is the second one going in.
So we're not putting. So the reason why I'm not snipping the end off is because I just want half of this one.
And how do you know you've only used half, Laura?
You're going to weigh it?
Because I'm all about the half measurements.
Guessing it, winging it.
Yeah.
Just like your mother.
I think the more you do something, the more you just don't measure everything. And the thing is, it doesn't actually make a difference. So it's proof that.
And Lindsay McIver's here, and she is like you. She's the marshmallow fudge queen, isn't she?
She is.
So she makes loads of it for everyone. So Lindsay saying, I agree. I never buy shop bought one again. Everyone always asks me when I'm going to make them again and again. And Lindsay, we love them. So Lindsay learned off you, and she's never gone back. She makes them all the time. And I think her favourite, am I right, Lindsay, is apple crumble.
Yeah, I've seen.
Apple crumble's back on sale next week.
So I've got 140 ml of warm water just here from the tap, and I'm going to use 3 packets of the gelatine. They come packaged as a 3 like that when you buy them, so it's really handy.
So just a quick question.
A little whisk in.
Sorry, Laura. Can they use corn syrup instead of glucose? Corn syrup is
it's the same. If you was I did go to one of those American sweet shops and buy corn syrup.
Yeah.
Just because I
corn
wanted
syrup
to try
is
it,
only
but it's
golden syrup.
Yeah. Well, it was white corn syrup.
Yeah. But ours is only golden syrup.
I have used it in marshmallows because I didn't have any liquid glucose. I'm sure it's just liquid glucose corn syrup.
Eh?
Corn syrup.
It's liquid glucose.
Because they have maple syrup.
Yeah, well, Karen uses golden syrup in hers as corn syrup, so she was googling it. She said it's the same.
Okay, so that mixture's just still bubbling away. I put all the gelatine sachets into here. I'm just using a mini whisk to whisk it up because we need all that gelatine to dissolve, ready for.
So what happens if your fudge is a bit gritty?
It's probably because you needed to sieve the icing sugar. If you've had it for a long time or you've opened it, it does need sieving because you get those little balls of icing sugar.
If you do open your icing sugar, it does let in air and it does let in moisture, and moisture will sort of like create little hard bits of
yeah. So it's just sugar. It's just hard sugar, really. That's all it is.
Right, so Michelle's asking how much glucose is she supposed to weigh because she's no good at eyeballing.
Okay, so you need a full tube, and then you need to, when that's open.
It was 200 grams, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 200 grams. So really, it's just a little bit less than halfway in here, but it's never made any difference. Because next time I make it, I'll just use the rest of that and that, so I'll probably have more, but it's never actually made any difference at all, so you don't need to worry about it. Just wing it. It's fine. So the gelatine I'm just combining there.
So do we need to do anything with this, Laura?
No.
So Jane Bailey says, does the marshmallow stay soft like the fluff spread? I was thinking of putting it in the chocolate Geo hearts like walnut whips.
No. So this
No.
marshmallow isn't like the whipping it up marshmallow. Whipping it up marshmallow makes a fluff. This is making a springy marshmallow. So it's not going to, when it's set, it's going to be a set like a marshmallow. It's not going to be spreadable. Spreadable when you pour it into the dish, but not spreadable once it's set. So this is a setting marshmallow.
Now this question comes up all the time. Claire Hatch says, can you use veggie gel instead of gelatine?
Yes, you can. And we've got a recipe on the website that's vegetarian, haven't we? We did have one. I have done it with the veggie gel, and the recipe is exactly the same. It's just the quantity of the veggie gel is different.
And Kim Tillin, and I did miss somebody else, they asked to read the fudge. Now Kim Tillin's asking, on the marshmallow, would you put anything on the top like nuts, or would that spoil the texture? And somebody was asking about the fudge. Could you, it was Shelpo was saying, could you stir in anything with the fudge?
Yeah, with the fudge you can stir in fruit, your sprinkles you could stir in, you can colour it, you can add whatever you want to it. It doesn't make any difference, doesn't stop it setting. With the marshmallows, you're going to get, I'll just bring a little bit of marshmallow over. You're going to get a springy, soft, I'm making a mess now, a springy, soft marshmallow. So if you added anything to that, it is going to like not be the same sort of texture. It'll still set the same, but I don't think it'll be as nice to eat. This is like eating a little pillow, and I think having something
So if
it would spoil it.
if you're adding alcohol to your fudge, at what point would you do it?
Right at the end.
Yeah. So Barbara, we're
Because
not...
when you heat alcohol, it takes the alcohol
Yeah,
away.
so
So you'd have to do it right at the end.
So would you do it after you've taken it off the heat and you're about to pour it in?
No, because as soon as you take it away from the heat, you don't need to stir it. It's fine.
I was just worried about
As soon
that.
as you take the fudge away from the heat, it starts to set straight away. So as soon as I lifted that out from the pan, it started to set within seconds. So you just couldn't mix it or stir it enough.
So Barbara, we're not saying that you have to sieve our icing sugar. Our icing sugar is actually very good. Most of the times you don't have to sieve it. Sometimes you do. Laura's not sieved her icing sugar tonight. She was giving you a reason as a possibility of why yours was gritty. We've no idea. Ours is not gritty, but we don't know what happened with yours. So she was giving you an idea that maybe it could be the icing sugar at the time. You might have had an open bag or something.
Or it can be when you're adding in the icing sugar. If you try and add it all in one go, you don't get to whisk it down as quick. So if you do it in stages, do it in smaller stages, add a little bit whisking till that's combined, add a little bit more whisking, and then that way you know that you're definitely melting that sugar down into the condensed milk and butter.
And Alison Langley, yes, you can use veggie gel. We've answered that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen Shepherd. Everybody's saying what a lovely, pretty girl you are, Laura. Just like your mother.
Just like my mum. Okay.
When I was very young. I'm old and knackered now.
So I am just using this baking dish that I used before. Again, you can use any shape that you want to, but it does need to be quite a good size because this is going to fluff up and be quite a big volume. So I tend to use a brownie tin or a baking dish, but you need to make sure that again you've got your dish ready before. So you don't need to worry about the mixture. It's not like the fudge, you don't have to keep on top of it. It doesn't burn for, it just doesn't burn for ages. You just want it to get to this bubbling stage. Once it starts to bubble a little bit, you can stir it. Just keep it on a low heat. I've got it on number 2 now, and we just want it to bubble away for a good 5 minutes, like that.
So question, can you remelt the marshmallows after they are made to make Rice Krispie treats?
You can heat them in the microwave in between two cookies. Holly does it all the time. So it's just like when you do buy the shop bought marshmallows, you can melt them down.
Yeah.
They will heat up like that, so they won't turn to liquid form without fully burning. You just have them in for about 30 seconds.
So Jane Bailey, we're not using whipping it up tonight. We're using the flavoured icing sugars to make marshmallow. Oh, I got my voice out there. So we're making marshmallow with the flavoured icing sugars, and tonight we're making them with lemon drizzle. We're not using whipping it up at all, but to be fair, we're gonna have a play with the whipping it up to see if we can. No, we don't. No, Not to make marshmallow because no egg in it, is there?
No.
So you can't make marshmallow.
Not with the fudge.
And not with the fudge. You can't make whipping it up you can't make marshmallow or fudge with the whipping it up because the whipping it up has got egg in it. Oh, could you use black treacle?
The only problem with like the maple syrup and the black treacle is going to change the colour of your marshmallows as an end result, so you wouldn't be able to colour them. I think the black treacle would add too much flavour because treacle's a very strong flavour. So I think it would just entirely take it away from the flavour.
I do.
We've already got.
So let's just say a big hello to Jamie Ty, who's watching tonight, Geraldine Allen's nephew, Nick's son. Hi Jamie, hope you're enjoying tonight, watching your father being naughty and cheeky with the rest of us in here. I'm actually thinking he's being well behaved tonight. Maybe that's because you're watching, Jamie. Normally he's always being cheeky and answering us all back.
Okay, so to get the baking dish ready, you're just going to line it with cling film. Don't worry about fully covering the sides. You just need to grab a little bit of vegetable oil in a bowl and a pastry brush, and you just need to coat the cling film. I've not cut it there because I'm going to use this as an overhang, so once the marshmallow's in, it's going to cover the top of my marshmallow. And the reason for that is that marshmallow is really sticky and I won't be able to take this out of my dish unless it's completely coated. So I'm covering it with cling film and the vegetable oil as an extra help.
Yeah, don't miss this bit. A lot of ladies do miss this bit. And Jane, I'm sorry, I thought you was asking about the marshmallow. It seems that you were asking about the fluff. And yes, Karen's just told you it's on the recipe website. If you go to our website, sugarandcrumbsmixingitup.com, and in the search bar, just put whipping it up in the search bar, and all the recipes to do with whipping it up will come up there for you.
Okay, so now we need our mixer ready. So I've just put a whisk attachment on here.
Can you repeat how much lemon drizzle you added, Laura?
Yeah, so in the pan we've got 200 grams of the granulated sugar, 200 grams of liquid glucose and 200 grams of the lemon drizzle icing sugar.
Oh, that's easy.
3 tablespoons of water we put in there as well, and then I've just left it to bubble on its own. I've put 3 sachets of gelatine into a jug with warm water that I've just got from the tap, and you will notice that I just keep going back and whisking it. That's because I want it to combine, but I don't want it to set while it's sitting there waiting for the marshmallow mix to come up to temperature. So what we're looking for here is to, once it started bubbling entirely, all my mixture is now completely dissolved into a liquid. It's nice and bubbly. It's been bubbling now for about 5 minutes, and that's what we're looking for to just get it to that point. It smells lovely. So we've got everything ready here. So once it's been on now for 5 minutes, I'm just pushing some of little bits of sugar that I can see down just to make sure that dissolves. And you should be able to stir away from the bottom and see the base of your pan, so you're just getting a nice clear syrup. And that's another thing that I think without using treacle or golden syrup you can see, you know, that you've got a nice syrup there. So that's basically what we're making. We're just making a nice sugar syrup. Okay, so once it's bubbled away for 5 minutes, we're then going to take it over to our mixer. So we're going to do that now. And again, like the fudge, I don't know how I can do this without. Can you see
right.
this?
Simon's just going to move the camera.
Oh, right.
Hold on, Laura. Hold on.
Go on, Simon. Go.
So Simon's going to appear on camera again. Oh no, he's not.
No, he's
not.
Oh,
you
he's
sneaky.
not. He's going around the back.
You're sneaky.
I was thinking I was going to see this. Now
So,
you're going to see all my mess that I've got over this side of the staging area.
So just been asked, can we ship to America? If you want us to ship to America, email us at info.sugarandcrumbs@icloud.com. Let us know where you live in America, exactly what you're looking for, and we can give you a shipping price. We do have 2 suppliers in America, and I can't remember their names. I think one is Country Sweetheart Kitchen, and the other one is the Sweet Chalet Shop. So I think Country Sweetheart Kitchen is in Indiana, and the Sweet Chalet Shop is in Florida.
You ready, Simon?
Are you ready, Simon?
We are go.
We'll go.
Okay.
Right.
So we're just going to take this over and pour it straight in, and we're aiming for the middle.
Why are we aiming for the middle?
Because if you get it on the sides, it starts to cool straight away at the bottom and starts to make like little sugar. I'll show you in a minute, because it will do it a little bit. You need to, as soon as you've got it in there, get it straight on to a whisk. I've got that on number 5 in the KitchenAid, and we just want it to start whisking straight away. So because it's really hot and we're taking it to something that's really cold, straight away that temperature drops, so it starts to set onto the side of your mixing bowl, and a lot of people panic at this stage, and I want you to know that you don't need to panic. It will make a bit of a mess in your mixing bowl, but it all comes off with a bit of soaking in hot water. But it's something that I just can't seem to avoid with the hot temperature to the cold temperature. But if I aim for the middle, I get less of it all around the side, and you don't hear that crunching when it's whisking either.
So Petronella, I'm not sure if that's how you say your name. When we finish this live, you can actually go over to YouTube and watch it on YouTube on our channel there, which is Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles, or you can go back to this Facebook page and watch it. So as soon as we finish, you can go back, and it's here forever anyhow. But always go to our YouTube channel. We've got every video we've done is there, and you'll see Laura many times that she's been in the kitchen.
Okay, so we're just going to let that mix.
Oh, Jamie's not a child. He was 32 yesterday.
Going to get rid of some of the rubbish quickly while there's some space ready for me to tackle this stuff.
And move the camera while you're at it.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Simon.
But don't apologise to me. It's all those people that are feeling sick.
So Laura, have you ever tried the chocolate transfer sheets with the marshmallows? Do you think it would work? No, but she doesn't know much about chocolate transfer sheets. What we need to do, we need to give that test to Tracy Mann.
Okay, so what we're looking for now in here, I don't know whether you can go back to here, is that the clear mixture is starting to go white. Can you see that?
So I haven't asked everybody where you're from tonight, but I think she's called Petronella. How would you say that?
Okay, so I'm just going to, once it starts to turn white, that's when we can add in our gelatine mixture.
So she's watching from
just
South
start
Africa.
pouring that in, and you would have noticed that the whole time I've been trying to go back to the gelatine and keep mixing it. So we're just going to pour that in while it's whisking. Try and get it all in if you can.
Can you use copper-based saucepans?
As long as, and you can use any base saucepan as long as it has got a thick, heavy base. If it's a copper pan that's got a heavy base, meaning it's got that extra layer at the bottom, then yeah, you can. Okay, so I'm going to show you to colour this marshmallow, but I'm going to do 2 colours. But again, I wouldn't recommend this unless you've got 2 mixing bowls for your mixer and 2 whisk attachments, because you wouldn't have time in between. But I'm just showing you to those that have, and just to show you that you can do different colours and things. So I've got my 2 colours ready, and I've got another mixing bowl here ready to go. So this takes...
Just let me stop. Louisa, Laura will go through how long you can keep them when she's finished. She's already done it several times, so I'll let her crack on and she'll go through it again later.
Okay, so again, it's a very quick stage for putting in the colour, because marshmallow, you can get to the point where you can over whip it, and we need to make sure that we put the colour in when it's still at a soft whip, so that we can then go back to it and whip it again. So I'm going to take one a little bit further than the other, That's just so I can get both colours in. So I've got everything that I need. Got my mixing bowl, got my 2 colours, and I've got 2 spatulas as well, and my bowl ready to go.
Yeah, don't forget to like and share to be in with a chance of winning a £25 voucher. Try and share with your friends, not into my already groups. So, share into your golf group or your tennis group or your I don't know, any other group.
Mum's group.
No. So
don't share onto the recipe page.
The recipe page last week got absolutely battered with shares. So we're having to delete them for fun. So if you could just try and share with all your friends and other pages and not the Sugar and Crumbs pages, that would be absolutely great.
So this is just going to take about 6 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes.
Well, let's ask you some questions then. So how about using a cast iron saucepan like a Le Creuset? Those big heavy duty.
Oh, like the fancy ones.
Yeah, well we use
You've
those
got one
ones
there,
there.
haven't
That's
you?
what we
Yeah.
use tonight, isn't it?
No, this is yours. I just used that one there. Because I'm comfortable with my pans, I brought my own pans, and plus I want to be able to keep the extra fudge that's in it and take it home. So I'll wash it when I take it home after I've got all the fudge out of it. But this is a Le Creuset pan. And even though it like mine's got that thick bit, you can tell by the base that it has got, you know, an extra thick part at the bottom. But you know when your pan isn't heavy base because it just has like it's very light, and it has like if you imagine those little milk pans that you warm your milk in, they just tend to be just a normal average pan, but most pans are heavy base. So back to the marshmallow. So it's just going to keep getting fluffier and fluffier. So once you've had the gelatine in, that's when we start to get the fluffiness of the marshmallow. So I'll just stop it quickly. So we're looking at getting it to hold its shape on the whisk, so you can see that it's still really runny, so you know that you're getting there but not there. It's increasing in volume, so it's a lot, probably double the height of what it was when I put it in there. So let's keep that back on. So I'll run through the ingredients again of what we put into the marshmallows. So in a pan I put 200 grams of the granulated sugar, 200 grams of the lemon drizzle icing sugar, 200 grams of your liquid glucose, 3 tablespoons of water from the tap, doesn't matter if it's cold or warm, and the liquid glucose, did I say that?
Yeah.
Did I? Okay. So yeah, so 200 grams of granulated sugar, 200 grams of lemon drizzle, 200 grams of liquid glucose, 3 tablespoons of water in the pan. You don't need to stir it, just get it on a medium heat and let it do its thing, let it start to bubble. Once it does start to bubble, you can stir it lightly, but there's no reason for you to need to keep stirring it. Once it's starting to really bubble, leave it for about 5 minutes, and that's where you want it to be. And then separately we put 3 packets of the gelatine sachets into 140 ml of warm water, so it doesn't need to be hot.
Sorry,
I've just caught my mum eating my fudge off the whisk.
Oh, yours is out of the pan though.
I was having both. so it's alright. You have that. So three of those, they come packaged together normally like that. You can use the gelatine sheets, but you would need to look up what the amount is needed for what the equivalent is to in there. And you just put that in a jug and keep whisking it with your mini whisk throughout while you're waiting for the sugar to melt and for your dish to be ready, just to stop it from setting in your jug.
This is gorgeous, Laura. I didn't know you were saving the whisk.
Saving everything.
I thought you were saving the pan.
Nothing goes to waste, ever.
Yes. So what Laura's saying, when you come to finish using your pans, don't soak them in water, let them dry.
Let them dry and then peel all the fudge off and eat it.
They're the chef's treats.
Yeah. That's for your hard work. Okay, so we're getting a bit thicker, but we're still not got the marshmallow holding its shape just yet. we'll keep going. Now watch, just pick that up.
So which point would you add the alcohol? Not my question, somebody asked that.
Get yourself a nice Bailey's understand. I've never added alcohol to the marshmallow, but you would just, I suppose because you're putting in a liquid, you would probably again have to put it in when you were doing your sugar syrup. But because of the temperature, alcohol just it gets absorbed. I think it would throw out the levels of the mixture. So get a glass at the side, fill it with the alcohol, just drink it.
Neck it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're starting to get some thickness. So at this stage, when it is getting thicker, you do need to stay close to it, keep checking it, because it can just go, it's like double cream. You're watching it whip, it doesn't look like it's whipping, then all of a sudden it's whipped and you've gone too far. So just keep an eye on it, stay with it. So.
Sorry Jackie, there's none left of it at all. I have to say it tastes really nice. I bet it all, never going to be slim. I had my day of being slim. I look like Laura, but well actually I was never as slim as Laura, but
You'd be surprised how many of those cookies I after the other week have made them. I think I've made them 3 times since as well.
well, if Karen Griffiths makes any more egg custard,
Oh, they look so good.
I can't tell you how many we've had. I don't know how many Karens I've worked today.
Well, that's fine actually. Where's mine?
Hmm?
Where's mine? Go on.
Well, all the ones that she had, we've all eaten, haven't we? How many did you take home, Simon? They were nice, weren't they?
2.
2.
But how many did you eat before we took them home?
No, I'm including that.
You say
But she
2.
brought some in today for wear. We've just stocked them all.
Still in the fridge.
Okay. So every time I lift it up, I can see that it's getting thicker and thicker because it's taking longer to run into the mixing bowl. So we're close to where we need to add the colour. If you're just doing one colour, you can add the colour in at any stage once it's started to thicken. But because I'm doing the double colour, I'm just taking extra precautions because I need to split them.
Alison Morris said she loved your chocolate orange she loved your cherry cookies from the other week when you were here, and she tried orange ones today. They're delicious. And Karen is trying to say she only had 2 custards today. It's how many she ate while she was making them, and they are amazing.
So
I'm
just going to separate half of the mixture.
Karen makes some great stuff.
Into that bowl, roughly. And then I'm going to... So you need to, if you are going to do 2 colours, you need to do this when it is soft, and you'll see in a minute the reasons why. So we'll just scrape that down.
You'll enjoy making this fudge. Seriously, all of you, when you make this fudge, you will not go back to fudge from the shops ever again. But do make sure that you follow this live and you do watch it.
Are these both new?
They may well be new, yeah. Do you want me to get some used ones out?
Yeah.
They're in the cupboard behind you. Middle cupboard.
Middle cupboard.
So middle cupboard, there's the box there. Oh no, there you go,
I
Laura.
can see it up there.
Oh, can you? Yeah.
See the colours.
Yeah, good. Sorry, I wasn't thinking about new ones out. Not that we're mean, we're trying to use up all the class ones that we've got.
What have you got? Pistachio
And orange.
and orange. And it says me trying to open them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put them there for now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll put orange in this one. So these colour splash colours are really true to colour. We've got quite a big mixture, so I'm just going to put
Good dolloping.
a good squeeze in.
says, my KitchenAid bowl is the glass one. Can she still make this, or will it shatter because of the heat?
No,
we make it in the glass
yeah,
ones.
we made it in the glass ones before. Go a little bit darker with that.
Laura says, add the Baileys when you're adding your liquid if you want to add alcohol to it.
Yeah.
So take it as part of your liquid amount.
Yeah, it needs to be in with the liquid part. I'm not sure how it would react once the gelatine was going in. I don't want to tell you that it's okay to do if I haven't done it myself, so it would be a trial thing for yourself.
So Janet, I know you say you don't normally like fudge, but Laura's made 2 types tonight, soft fudge and tablet fudge. I personally prefer the tablet fudge, but it's all personal choice, but she's done 2 tonight. She doesn't recommend doing 2 together. Do one at a time.
Yeah. So you can see on this camera, I don't know whether you can, I'm just scraping down the sides. You'll see and probably hear that I've got like a little crisp sugar rim, and that's because as soon as it goes into here, that hot mixture, it starts to cool rapidly. But honestly, don't panic about it at all. I remember the first time I made it and I was like, what is that? I've ruined the bowl, but you haven't. It just melts out of the bowl when you soak it. So at this point, now it's getting really thick. I feel like I'm losing my voice. We want it to be at this stage where it's just slowly running out. If we take it too far, we won't get it out of the bowl and into the dish. So this is what we're looking for, just that nice slow whip. That's slow. I'm watching the camera. Like slow.
Whoa.
He's not showing anybody your little moves, Laura.
Yeah. That's lucky. I was getting a bit hypnotised.
I was getting hypnotised by the
He was that busy watching you, didn't show everybody what you were doing. You want to do it again?
busy
That's
watching
good.
the marshmallow
That's
running
good.
off
And you was in with the slow. So we want it to just be that nice slow runniness so that we can actually get it out of the bowl.
Everybody's worried about that dripping onto the...
It's not hot anymore, it's cold. If it goes on the board now, it's just going to be sticky. So we need to pour that in. So that's why you need to keep an eye on it, because it can go from really runny to that slow running quite quickly. But if I went any further with that, I'd just really struggle to get it out of this mixing bowl now. And I'm going to show you.
Catch it all off your whip.
Gone. It's
I'm going
gone.
Gone.
Gone. Slowly. Did it go slowly?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you inside of my bowl, because I don't want you to panic when it does it to you and think that it's something different to what I did, because it's not at all. And we want to be honest and show you the mess that it's made in the bowl. Okay, so we're going in with the second colour, so we're going to do some green.
Might not be a lot in there.
There is, just sprayed out a bit.
Would you be able to whip it with a handheld electric whisk?
You can do, if you've got the energy. That's a nice green.
Have you got to spread this out more so it goes out nice and even?
Yeah, but I just want to get this started.
Yeah.
Because I've left it sat there, it's starting to set.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put that on really, really low. And you just need to use your palette knife. Now, little tip is, I should have done this before, but if you put a little bit of your vegetable oil on your palette knife, it helps you to smooth it out a bit, because it does get really sticky, and as soon as you've removed it from that whisk, you're starting to let it set, and it's never going to be neat and perfect.
And there's some things that you must remember to watch. You know, don't forget to put the cellophane in. don't forget to grease the cellophane, it's really important. And like Laura's just done there with the palette knife, it would have been better if she just had greased it before.
Yeah, so it's handy to have this little bowl of vegetable oil because we're going to use it again when we cover the marshmallow. So this just helps, it doesn't completely stop it from being sticky, but it does help. Okay, so we've got our slow run on the green. Try and get more off the whisk this time. And just give it a little stir inside just to get some of the white that's not mixed in. And then again, just pull that over the top. So you can do one colour if you want, no problems, or you can make more mess and do two. I just think it gives a really nice effect.
I love that green colour, it looks great, doesn't it?
It is lovely.
So I hope you're all enjoying the live tonight, and I hope you give it all a go. Ask everybody on here who's gave it a go and they love it, all those who've done it. And those of you who've struggled a little bit, just watch the live again slowly and see where you've gone wrong, seriously. Laura has done so many lives that are all the same. Go back and watch Laura's past lives. They're all the same, she doesn't change her method, doesn't do anything different. So it really is that you've just got to watch. And once you've mastered it, that's it.
You have to try and stop yourself then from making it every week.
The problem is stopping eating it, that's the problem.
Okay, so we're just spreading it all out. You're never going to get a perfect line between the two colours, but it just looks so nice when it's chopped up. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap this up and then I'm going to show you the bowl so that you don't panic when you do it. So the overhang that we left here, just have to move that up a bit more. You need that to cover over there. So you just need to have it rolled out enough to do that. And then again, you're just going to use your vegetable oil to spread over the top. And this is the reason why we're doing this, is so that we can remove the marshmallow later on. Everything that marshmallow it sticks to now will just set and stick. And it will come off, but you want to be able to take this out and just chop it up as it is. So I'm just going to give it another coat around there as well. Okay, and then just put that over the top and tuck it in around your marshmallow. I'll chop that bit off.
What happens if you don't cover it over the top?
You'll just get like a little bit of a crust, like a hard crust top. It's not like really hard, but it just gives it like it dries quicker than the rest. So it's just a lot nicer if you put it to bed, as I call it. Tuck it all in. So everywhere that's nicely oiled is there. So I can move it away from the side of the dish if I wanted to. And then you're just going to leave it like that on your worktop for approximately 3 to 4 hours. Just pop that over there. Have a little wipe down. And then I'm going to show you that mixing bowl. Because the first time I did it, I thought, what have I done? I've gone wrong. And I was worried about it. And I know that a lot of people have done it. And again,
I like that. Breeder Arnold says, no calories in marshmallow, it's all air.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the the mixing bowl that I made the marshmallow in when we added in the gelatine. And what it's done, once you put that hot mixture in the bottom, it starts to set. This is cold, room temperature. It just starts to set completely at the side. Your marshmallow in the middle that's being whisked all the time and is having that air flow through and keeps moving, keeps whipping, but you get this side bit round the edge. Can you see that if I lift it higher? And I just don't want anybody to panic if you see this. I can't even see where my finger's going, but it just gets like it's just sugar syrup that's set on the side. Don't worry about that. Just fill that with hot water when you finish licking it,
I was going to say, send it over here.
When you finish, because you can see on my spatula as well, we've only had it out of the whisk for a few minutes, but it's already setting on there. Can you see that?
Just send it over.
So it's once you finish licking it out the bowl, just put some hot water in there with a bit of fairy and just leave it for about half an hour, and it'll just wash straight out. There you go, Mum. Try yourself.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
I love marshmallow.
There's that drip. So everything does come off. It's just like it's just sticky mess. Right.
So Sue, I saw that you put a comment on there by using the grease. Does it make it greasy? But watch what Laura does now, because once you take the cellophane off, you've got to do something else.
Okay. So to your answer of it being greasy, the only thing that's greasy is that cling film, and when we unwrap it from the cling film, it just tends to stay on the cling film, but it does look like you've got grease on it. It's just where it's touched. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever to the flavour of the marshmallow at all. It just helps you to take it away. So if I unfold this now, I've been given a green board to chop on, and this is one that Harrison chose the colours of this one earlier from our little supply of colourings. So I'm just going to move that cling film out of the way.
I have to say, Laura, this does taste delicious.
Good.
You can have the other bowl.
Thanks, I've got my eye on it. It's the reason why I did 2 colours. 2 pans, 2 mixers.
Well, Simon's missing out. He could have had some of this gluten-free and all.
Simon! Okay, so I've already done this before, because I
Working hard.
chopped a little bit of the marshmallow earlier. Here, I've already made my icing sugar corn flour mix in the bowl. So you need 50 grams of corn flour and 50 grams to 100 grams of your icing sugar, depending on what kind of sizes you chop your marshmallows into. Depends on how much coating you need to do. The corn flour helps it to stop sticking. So once the corn flour and icing sugar on there, it stops it sticking to the other marshmallows. So if you're putting them in a packaging or in the Tupperware, they're not going to stick together. But also putting icing sugar in there just adds extra flavour to the outside, so you're not just tasting the flour. So that's already in the bowl there. I'll just make some space here. And if I was just doing chopped pieces like I've got here, you can just chop it on the board and chuck it all in here, or you can do this method, which is just to put it all on a baking tray.
She's doing this one because this is the one I prefer.
Because this is what I've been told. And just so now that it's off, I can pick that up entirely. Nothing is coming on to my fingers other than the bit of oil. So I can lift it up, I can move it, I can do whatever I need to. I've not got any of that stickiness. But once I chop into that, what's inside is going to be super sticky. And that's why Mum prefers it this way, because she can coat all of the outside of it and the edges, and then take it out and chop it and just coat the pieces that are from the inside. But it's each to their own. So we'll do it
just
Mum's
like
way.
Mum, isn't it? Each to their own.
Each to their own. I've been watching this show before.
Each to their own.
So spread out the.
She's got to do it my way tonight.
Yeah. And to be fair, I've done this live quite a few times.
Yeah,
I've
you've
never done it Mum's way,
No.
so it's Mum's way tonight. And I know a few other people that do it this way as well. So we just need to try and coat it the best that we can. You might have to do a couple of turns, and it's all just because of the stickiness, really.
Yeah, do your sides.
Pull some up from the sides.
I just find this easier rather than having to cut slices with the knife and keep mucking about. I just find it quicker and easier this way.
And I've just got the time to do.
Hey?
I've just got the time to do the cutting. So I'm just going to quickly wipe this board just so we can take a little bit of that oil off. Quick rinse. Okay, and then again, if it makes it easier, again, per personal preference, you can put a little bit of oil on the side of your knife just to help with the cutting. Take this out, and you can see how springy it is. That is what we want from the marshmallow. So I made this at about 1 o'clock today, and it's just been on the side in the kitchen until I brought it here. And then you can just pretty much slice it however you want to. Big pieces, little pieces. And then you can just again coat, pull out and chop. Is that how you do it?
Don't you think it's quicker that way?
Not really.
What were you expecting there?
I'm being honest.
It is quicker that way.
I've still got to coat all the sides. Haven't I? I've still got to though, haven't I?
Yeah.
So what I do is just grab this bowl. This is my way. Chop, chuck it in the bowl. Chuck it in the bowl.
Yeah, don't mind you doing that once you've done that. I'm talking about the coating bit.
The first coat.
Don't try twisting it, Laura.
So it's not about the first coat, it's about the second coat.
Yeah, but that what you're doing there is right now.
Yeah. Alright, that's good then. So what we're saying is both ways are great. Do whichever one you prefer.
Each to their own.
Each to their own. and then just coat like that. Now if I was giving these out straight away, I would just knock off some of the, oh, here we go.
We've got to test them, haven't we?
knock off some of the icing sugar.
That's nice. What flavour's that?
Orange honeycomb.
No, this is the one that I made at home.
Oh.
She's made it at home.
Oh yeah.
What did I make at home?
It's got a zesty bit to it.
Got it here. Turkish delight.
Oh, it's lovely.
Turkish delight I've used at home.
Wow.
So
I tell you,
I would
I've
just
not
off
had
a
Turkish
little bit
delight
of the
for
dust.
ages.
You just want to make sure that it is all coated and you can't see any of the sticky bit, and then put it into a Tupperware. If you're giving it out straight away, just pop it straight into your little jar. I find jars better, like jam jars that have been washed and dried out, and then put them in there, and it just stops any moisture getting back into the marshmallows. And
Well, I
there
tell you
go.
what, I've not had Turkish delight for so long, but that is amazing.
I seen it today when I went out this morning, and I was just like, ooh,
It's another one.
Could you use a cutter on it?
Yes, they're just asking, can you cut shapes? Well done, Simon.
you
You
can
spotted it.
cut
I just
shapes,
came up with
but
that myself.
Oh, did you? No, well,
No,
Michelle.
I saw it on there.
Oh, did you? I was going to say Michelle Ward beat you to it. It was on my next question.
so you can cut shapes. What you've got to remember with the fudge and the marshmallow when you're cutting shapes is that you need something that's going to be the thickness of your marshmallow. These ones that I brought aren't actually thick enough. You would need to probably put a little bit of oil. I recommend you using the metal cutters. They tend to be a bit more sharper to go through the marshmallow. With the fudge you can use the plastic ones or the metal ones, but you would need to put a little bit of oil and cut, and you will have a little bit of wastage as well.
It's not
But again,
wastage, is
but
it?
it's not wasted. Nothing gets wasted, but you get the
A lot you
drift.
have to eat yourself.
yes. You get a lot more. You get a lot more off cuts.
Well, I have to say, everybody, you need to buy Turkish delight. I've not had that for so long. That is freaking amazing.
It is one of those flavours that I
It's
don't
amazing.
really use that often, but when I do, I'm always like, oh, so good.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just gonna.
I don't know even when I last had Turkish delight.
No, I don't. So I'm just going to put those ones that I've already cut on there, and I'll cut the rest later. So let's move this out of the way, and I'm going to grab the fudge that we made.
Do you need another chopping board?
I can just rinse this one.
I was going to say use one from behind you. If you're in the cupboard behind
I
you.
don't know where anything is.
I know Kim Tilling Prosecco.
Okay.
The thing when we buy the flavourings, we only buy premium flavourings, and they're so expensive. And the problem was with the Prosecco, I absolutely loved it, and I know lots of you loved it, but not everybody did. And it's the same with the gin and tonic, and John just won't buy it anymore because it just doesn't sell. Eh?
John's got
I know, he won't buy it. Yeah, Angela, honestly, if you're going to make these marshmallows, I've decided, change it to Turkish Delight. It is delicious. Ooh, that looks yummy, Laura.
So
That looks
this
good.
is still a little bit on the
Right.
hot side, but we'll show you anyway.
Yeah, so we're going to show you anyhow, but this is tablet fudge on the bottom, soft fudge on the top. It's not quite set yet. Ooh, look at that. Wow. I like it.
And it's a shame that I didn't do it in orange, because orange with like the dark chocolate colour would look so nice,
Great.
wouldn't it?
So Jackie Martin said it's a fab live and she can't wait to try the marshmallow. You're going to love it. Yeah, Leah, try the Turkish Delight for marshmallows, honestly. I'm going to tell you now, I've had about 6 pieces. I'm going to be so ill when I go to bed.
So have we got another knife, or we've just got this one?
No, down there on the top of the microwave.
Okay.
Welcome, you've met my John. What you need to do is get on the phone and talk to him. He might listen to you, he won't listen to me.
Okay, so you can definitely tell that I've got 2 different temperatures of fudge on here. So the chocolate one at the bottom is super soft. It's not fully set yet. It should set a bit more than that, but it's super soft. I'm going to chop into it. It wouldn't normally look like this, because you wouldn't normally do 2 different types of fudge together.
They want to know, are you taking this all home, Laura? Are you leaving some for your mum?
No, I probably won't take any home.
Why?
Because I've had that many cookies this past week. Everyone that's seen me's had cookies. Might take
Well,
a
don't
bit
leave
of
it here, I can't eat all that. I can take it into work.
Okay.
I can take some off your hands if you need.
Yeah, well you can, because it's gluten free, isn't it?
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't think there's been
It's
a
go-
day
it's
that
his
Simon's
girlfriend's-
not
It's his
taken
girlfriend's
anything home.
birthday this week. He'll like some little party bags, won't you?
So
Yeah, we're having a big party.
yeah, huge. So I'm just going to try and chop a little bit on each side so you can see the difference.
I can't step away from the marshmallows, Trish. Sorry, they're too nice.
So
And
when
I'm not going to ever stop from this
the
either.
chocolate side, my knife's just going straight through. It's really soft, so that would be for you cutting if you was doing some shapes. But the tablet side, I'm trying to like work out what you can see. On the other side, I've got to put a little bit more pressure on. You can't really see it, but you're not going to see it because it's all going to be gone in a minute.
You're going to do another bit.
So the tablet fudge, so the soft fudge always stays together, but the tablet fudge will break a little bit when you're cutting into it, so you don't always necessarily get a straight edge. But definitely this two-tone way of doing your fudge does. There you can see it
Oh,
on
I
that,
really
on that
like
piece. So my tablet fudge is breaking there, and that's what you tend to get with the tablet fudge, and that's the soft one at the bottom.
I love that. It tastes delicious, Laura.
So as I did before with the ones that I've brought from home, you'll have to excuse these shapes I did because my son drove me here and he took me around some corners.
Yeah. Josh, my grandson's here, and he's how long has he been driving now, Laura?
For nearly a year at the end of the month.
And he drove Laura here tonight, and Laura came once she was late. She came in as white as a sheet. She said, I now understand, because I'm the world's worst passenger, by the way. And she said, Mum, I just feel as though I'm like you in the car.
I'm always a bit nervous when I do a live anyway, but this just like doubled my nervousness. I was just like, I don't know what I'm more nervous about, doing a live or just driving here.
You've got to get home yet.
I know, well I said I'll drive home.
So who's going to give these a go then? Are we going to see fudge and marshmallows everywhere? Come on everyone, you've got to give them a go. Seriously, you're not going to regret it. And you know what, we're not going to get to see everybody at Christmas, and these will make lovely little homemade gifts. People love homemade food.
Yeah, definitely.
And when they know that you've actually made fudge, people are well impressed when you've made fudge and marshmallows.
It's like anything really. If you don't know how to make it, people always just assume it's really hard, but once you do know how to make it, you know that how easy it was, but they still, because they haven't made it, still think it was really hard. So they think you've put all this like time and effort in and worked really hard to do it, and it tastes delicious, and it hasn't actually taken longer than 20 minutes really. So it's a great little thing to make. I'm going to attempt to cut something with one of my little shapes, but I wouldn't. You can't really do it with this tablet fudge. You'd have to do it with the. Oh, I'll do it on the one that's soft that I did at home. So these are my ones that I brought from home before. That's what I was going to do.
Comes in and...
I couldn't remember what I was doing then. But so yeah, with the
It just tastes so nice.
with the soft fudge, you can chop that. These aren't particularly deep. Maybe that boop's a bit deeper. But yeah, chop into it. Yeah, it's not deep enough. Got it stuck now.
Do you want some deeper cutters?
It's alright. I'll just chop around it. So you are going to have a bit of wastage, but not wastage.
No, because they're chef's perks, them, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. But you could only cut it with this soft fudge, but it does cut really nice. And you can make some nice little shapes.
Yeah, so Laura's brought very shallow cutters.
Yeah, because I wasn't
Wasn't really thinking about it then.
normally I don't do such a high fudge, but get the gist, little boot. So you could do different things. Valentine's Day, you could do little hearts. Birthdays, you could do little stars and things. And then at Christmas, you could do your little holly and Christmas trees and things like that. Or you could just give it as the slab and let them chop it themselves. So,
and to be fair, I think your cutters would have worked. It's just that you've done a double layer.
Yeah,
to be fair.
well, and I did this one in a smaller pan, so
Yeah.
I've done it quite thick. But
So it's good to see how many are going to be doing fudge and marshmallow. So Joe, they are fudge day tomorrow. Here we come. I'd love to share it on the group and on the recipe group as well. Let us know how you get on, and do do give a comment about Laura helping you do that. The recipes are on the website. I'll make sure they go in the cake recipes website tomorrow with the live, so you can follow them. And even if you can't find them on our recipe website, just put into Google fudge with sugar and crumbs or sugar and crumbs fudge, and Laura should pop up all the time making them.
I always wanted to do that.
They are. Leah Gillam says, we'll definitely give these a go. She's never made either, but will now. Thank you so much. So, Barbara Fisher saw my hand sneak in.
Yeah. Should have one of those
Yes.
little
Let me tell
smacking
you
things.
now, Simon is so jealous.
Simon
Devastated.
can't quite reach over.
And remember to like and
Yes,
share.
remember
yeah.
to like and share and enter our prize draw, which
Oh, yeah.
will be drawn
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah. So, Laura, when are we going to get you back, and what are you thinking of doing next?
I've got a couple of ideas. I'm going to try and do a live every other Thursday.
Yeah.
So I don't push it with my husband being out every Thursday night. Not that you can do anything else on nights out anymore. But yeah, this is my night out, so we'll say every other Thursday.
It doesn't matter when you go out with all the kids, does it? It's when you leave Harrison behind.
I actually said to him the other day, have you actually watched what I do? And he was like, no. I was like, well, there you go then. That's when you don't know what I'm doing.
idea what we do at all, does it?
No, not at all. Hasn't got a clue. But yeah, in 2 weeks' time, I've got a few different recipes that I've been doing at home that I want to share with you, but I just need to run them past Mum. But I've got lots of whipping it up at home, and I've got lots of icing sugar, so there's lots of different things coming up, and I hope that you enjoy them. A lot of it is now starting to tend to be more towards Christmas things that you can make around Christmas, gifts, and also for your Christmas meals.
Right. So we're done.
We're done.
Right, everybody, thank you so much. I'm not going to pop back on camera. I'll leave Laura there to say goodbye to you. So big thank you to Laura, if you don't mind. Big thank you to Simon as well. Have you got arm ache, Simon?
It's calmed down.
Still,
a bit
it's
now,
just got one side.
I'll feel it tomorrow. I won't be able to.
You'll have to make
fudge.
fudge tomorrow, do.
And do remember, if you want to watch this live again, or any of Laura's lives, all you're going to do is just go to Sugar and Crumbs on YouTube, or just Sugar and Crumbs on Google, and go to videos. Just pop Laura's name in, Laura Sugar and Crumbs. It'll come up. Fudge, marshmallows, sugar and crumbs. It'll all come up. Laura has done so many recipes, and always nice to have in the kitchen, even though I am biased because she's my daughter. But there you go. And she'll be back in 2 weeks. And thank you for joining us all tonight. So don't forget to like and share. Don't forget you're here with Karen tomorrow, vegan bacon. So it's Vegan Fridays tomorrow, 11:30. Karen will be live in the kitchen. I can't remember what she's making tomorrow. Oh, I don't know, but it'll be something tasty because it's always so good. So Karen's in the kitchen at 11:30. We'll see you then. Laura, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Please do share in the community group as well the things that you have made. I'd love to see it. So, and let me know if you need any help with anything. But thank you for having me again.
Yeah, welcome. Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.